For those that already follow my channel, it is very obvious that I have a certain affinity and liking to the isekai anime genre. So I decided to go and look up for the weirdest ever isekai anime that's out there and compile them into a list and share it with you guys. And that is why for today we'll be talking about the top 10 weirdest isekai anime that is out there. Before we get into this list though, I would really appreciate it if you guys liked and subscribed to the channel and did me a favor by turning on that bell icon to keep yourself up to date to all our latest new videos. And be aware for some of the possible spoilers ahead. With that all said, let's dig in. Coming in at number 10 is Kamikatsu, working for God in a godless world. I mean, I kinda get why this main character wished to revive in a world with no gods or deities after he got cheated of his life under the directions of his father and the extremist sect he was a part of. Believing in some deity blindly cost him his life. And for once, Truck-kun wasn't the one behind the fact that he got isekai'd to another world. I guess Truck-kun was taking a day off or something. This anime dared to introduce some new ideas in a wacky, gimmicky, funny way. I mean, just look at what happens the moment the main character wakes up in the other world. I won't explain more than that. Even though this world seems to be godless, a lot of people were being killed off for some reason over their own faiths and beliefs. All changes the moment Mitama appears though, and just then the real fun begins. The trailer of the show barely gives us any hints as to what we are supposed to expect from such a show. And yes, I know the CGI is whack and looks funny more than it looks scary, but what if I told you that was done on purpose? You gonna watch it now? Coming in at number 9 is Kimono Michi, Rise Up. This anime is the epitome of hilarious, if you ask me. This is exactly what it means to create a fun, enjoyable, wacky anime. And for those who don't know, this anime is about the wrestler who loves animals to heaven and back, that got isekai during his match. On his arrival to said world, he almost immediately suplexes the freaking princess, revealing her undies for everyone in the court. And just like that, he is public enemy number 1. This anime was quite ballsy if you ask me. That's the first time ever an isekai is all about a guy solving all his problems through German suplexes. Why? It's because she told him that he needs to kill the demon lord, the leader of the beast creatures, and save the world. You see, Genzo is crazy about animals. In fact, his match with Mao was supposed to be his final one, and then he would retire and get a bunch of pets and sell them. But of course, suplexing the princess makes him the most wanted person in the kingdom. How does he get rid of that? Well, he simply takes off his mask. That's how. Since no one saw his face or knew how he looked, taking off his wrestling mask was more than enough to get the guards off his trail. And thus starts his his animal collection journey. Coming in at number 8, Life with an Ordinary Guy Who Reincarnated into a Total Fantasy Knockout. Well, for this show, there's going to be 2 main characters, which means double the trouble and double the fun. Clearly, though, this show is a parody, so don't go off saying nonsense like, can they beat Goku? These guys were isekai'd from their world to this fantasy and as such given powers by the goddess that transported them. The first became an unbelievably powerful force of nature that is practically the cheaper nerfed version of Saitama. And while for the other, well, first off, in this world he is a girl, and not just any girl, but the hottest, most perfect girl out there. And thanks to his charming abilities, he is able to charm any man he meets to do his bidding, so just imagine the potential of this power. It can easily take over the world and turn it for the better, or destroy completely, while the other guy is able to tank any attacks, and the damage he dishes out is just insane. He can even break spells put on him just by sheer will and raw strength. And coming in at number 7 is My One-Hit Kill Sister. Oh look! Yet another isekai where he is tragically killed in an accident and sent over to another world where so conveniently they look medieval but somehow speak the same language as him. And of course, it can't be a true isekai without giving him powers that outscale everyone in that world, as well as throwing some cheat codes in the midst, cause why the hell not, you know? At least that's what the poor main character was expecting to have. When in reality, he was nothing but a weakling and he had 0 powers to speak of. Unless, of course, you count that sorry excuse of a rock throw a skill. Instead, all those things I mentioned above went to his sister instead. Now, you're probably wondering why the hell his sister is there in the first place. And simply put, she is a dumbass that has a brother complex and bashed her head to the hospital wall one too many times, putting herself into a coma like her brother. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The chemistry between the siblings, however, and the overbearing love she displays to him that is at most times inappropriate in every way known to humanity, was still kind of funny and made me actually giggle at some scenes, which rarely ever happens nowadays. Coming in number 6 is Do You Love Your Mom and Her Two-Hit Multi-Target Attacks. Without a shred of a doubt, this is one of the most inappropriate, messed up, and weird anime to ever air. And don't you dare play the innocent card. We all know you've watched that ara ara scene on repeat for educational purposes. Just like the sister anime, this anime gave all the cheat codes, the abilities, the perks to the mother, rather than giving it to the main character. I mean, just imagine going to another world just to find your mother there with you, embarrassing you, and making everything and everyone uncomfortable for you every step of the way. That is, of course, after excluding the fact that all those inappropriate scenes exist, whether it is the ara ara one, the beach one, or the changing room one. All those scenes and many more ruin the anime and its material completely, causing the show to flop for obvious reasons. Nonetheless, definitely deserves to be on this list. Coming in number 5 is High School Prodigies Have It Easy Even in Another World. I am not sure how or why this guy is the Prime Minister of Japan already at the age of 15 or so, and don't get me started on how this guy, along with 7 other remarkable teens that have the achievements of adults to their names, survived a plane crash that crashed in another world. And how the hell did the plane get there in the first place? This man is such a prodigy. He exposed the corruption of his father, the previous prime minister, took him to court, and won. Even got disowned by his family and crash landed in another world, yet somehow he was still able to govern this new world and introduce those relatively primitive beings to modern government systems, building them an entire city with the help of the other 6 prodigies that crashed with him out of almost thin air. I mean, if that's not a power, I don't know what is. But yeah, well, this anime doesn't make sense just as much as a 15-year-old being the prime minister with 7 PhDs does. Don't get me wrong, I mean, I have seen some really weird anime out there, and not to mention shows that can't even hold a candle to, but the problem with this show was that the characters in it are just overly qualified. They all seem alien in a sense, and even then we don't get to see just how competent they are due to off-screen scenes ruining the fun for us. Coming in number 4 is Conception. While this anime serves as a good intro for the game and its PS4 remake, you can say it was strictly made to market the game with its best selling point, the girls. The main character's job in this anime is to impregnate as many girls as he can and send their children to fight monsters in dungeons and save the world. Yep. The anime makes a poor adaptation of that idea, but I mean, no one can blame them, I guess. The anime only exists to serve as a stepping stone for the games with its unique, colorful, and wide cast of girls. If you're not going to play the game, then this anime will be pointless and you won't even remotely give it the time of day. Although the cast is nice, it still doesn't cover the openings and, well, the weaknesses this anime has. I've seen weird, but this is pretty weird. Coming in at number 3 is Ixion Saga DT. This is an anime that you head to when you just want to no-life your hearts out and enjoy your time. The story of Ixion Saga DT is about a teenage boy who is transferred to another world, like a game. Before he was transferred, he was the strongest player on an MMORPG game that he was on a boss fight on, then suddenly being caught off guard and losing to the boss. He met a beautiful woman who asked for his help, and what he didn't expect was she was a strange being who transported him to an alternate world called Mira. Then his journey began with a few others he met by pure coincidence, where he became a servant to a princess in order to save the world. They have to fight. The anime seems quite straightforward, just like any other isekai out there, and the animation and art style isn't anything special to write home about. However, if only there was a better word to describe how enjoyable something was other than the word enjoyment itself. I've been on a long spree of anime recently, and I didn't think I could find much better anime than things I previously watched, which is a lot of anime. But oh my god, boy was I wrong. Coming in at number 2 is Dog Days. In this world, humanoid dogs and cats are at it again in their ever-long struggle against each other, with the felines attacking the dogs nation of Biscotti. That came out very British on my end. But anyways, in her desperation, the Princess of Biscotti decides that she requires a champion to wield their legendary weapon, Paladin, and lead the war against the felines. Oh, did I say war? I'm sorry. I just meant to say a series of acrobatic and sports-like competitions. It's all fun and games here. The series seems like nothing special with its happy-go-lucky attitude and all that. However, for those with keen eyes, you are able to spot through the events that something seems peculiar or that something isn't adding up. Enter the series twist, which technically puts the events of Season 1, 2, and 3 in motion. Yes, this series got 3 seasons already, probably a 4th on the way too, so you better start watching the series to get up to pace. And coming in at number 1 is Asterot's Toy. Oh look, another lolly! I swear, anime is getting degenerate more and more by the second. In this anime, the main character here is Asterot, the princess of the succubi. We already know where this is headed now, don't we? Well, it's kinda what you guys thought, but still kinda not. It does have fan service, don't get me wrong. However, the show has more aspects to it than some skimpy outfit and huge busty boobas that can't seem to fit in the outfit and could rip the shirt up anytime. The thing about this show is the issue of Asterot hating men, which are the source of her sustenance later on as she grows, cause, well, obviously she is a succubus. However, the character that is summoned to love her has another daughter and actually cares about Asterot rather than want her in any sexual way. With the promiscuity out of the way, we are left with one hell of a comedic isekai anime that will have you turning sideways onto the ground. Oh, and look forward for the time the daughter joins in on the fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I had fun making it for you. I would appreciate it if you guys would smash that like button, subscribe, comment, and press on that bell icon to keep yourself notified of all our latest new videos and upcoming projects. Also, don't forget to tell me down in the comments about the anime you are planning to watch. And if you have any cool ideas for any upcoming videos, don't be shy, share them with us in the comments down below. And as for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.